Okay, I just been again out because when I sent the last message, the video was cut because I touched my earphone and I was gonna talk about martial arts, and it was before this happened. I was commenting lately in the last few days. It's happening more and more than what I'm talking in the video. Then it happens after I finish the video. And I was talking, well, the whole situation today was that I am in a place where there were some people, so I was waiting. Because there was no wind, I was waiting for these people to leave, like 15 minutes. And when I managed to find my place, some people just stay. These people that they just left to the ocean or whatever, but they wanted to be where my foot was, here. They wanted to be here. And I said, no, move a little bit more over there because you are throwing me all the sand. And they were like offended. Look how close. Even there, I would never stay there. That's why I was waiting for 15 minutes in another place. But it doesn't matter. There's no conflict. I continue. I didn't know that they left. I was gonna make the video even if they were there, just showing the towel. The thing is that the continuation with the previous situation is about the higher level of martial arts is to be aware of this kind of unconscious people. They are all ego. And you can see it, the way they interact, the way they, everything. and no respect, because they are not even aware of their surroundings. They don't need a temple because they are always on fight mode, on conflict mode. I need a temple to disconnect and abandon my body. They come here for a completely different reason. Everybody comes here for a completely different reason. Some of them to sunbathe, some of them to have sex, some of them to look, some of them to whatever. All kinds. All kinds. But when I was talking about the martial arts and not needing to go to combat, and I was expressing the idea of what happened in Thailand, and it happened 2 or 3 more times, many more times. This judo and dance, that is, that for me is the same thing. That is, once you feel the level of conflict the other person is bringing, and then you can move backwards, forward, leftward, rightward, downward, upward, in 3 dimensions, and they only have 1. So then you can see their machinery running backwards and forward, trying to understand what the hell is going on with this crazy person. But now you don't want to hurt me, because before you told me if you want to hurt me. So that's why to this person I said, would that make you feel better? He was a 2 meters tall guy, and I was so relaxed, just like this. And some people were saying, hey, Jesus Christ. I made a video, it was recorded live. When I stopped the video is when I faced this guy. And when I asked him that's the judo and dancing that I'm talking about. It's not offensive. It's just mirroring with care. Like, because after I said, would that make you happy to hurt me? When I felt that his machinery was collapsing, I said, how may I help you? And he said, sorry man, blah, 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 blah. I'm too stoned and drunk and blah, blah, blah. Then we had a 2 minutes conversation, and then he invited me for a beer, and I said, no, thank you, I don't drink, and I don't want to be with a person like that. Because 10 seconds later, after I left, he was having a conflict again. And you can feel the pain. And you don't combat pain with violence. Because the other person is looking for that. Is looking for something to turn the pain off. And violence is valid for that. And that's the way many people into martial arts are behaving. Only at that level. They are not aware of awareness or anything like that. Just like the yoga asanas people, and they have all this ego. It's like a competition. In combat, we know competition, but in yoga, there is competition. And there shouldn't be none of them. Because it's just the last part of the whip to protect yourself and to interact and heal. And by breaking the bonds, you're not healing anything. So it's just to feel safe with the energy, like, hey, you are a master, I'm a master in martial arts. We don't want any conflict. But who's the real master? The one that is fully connected with body, mind, transcending mind, consciousness, the awareness of the consciousness, and knowing what the supraconsciousness is. And there aren't many people like that around in the world. I haven't met any. I know they existed, and they exist, probably. Probably Steve Vai is one of them. And I remember watching the Drunken Monkey in the Eye of the Tiger. Something like that. And it was before the Eye of the Tiger song. It was a Chinese martial arts movie that I used to watch in Santander every summer. Once or twice or three times. These movies that they were old, probably cheaper, small town, but it was so cool. I'm talking about the year 80, 81, 82. And how, or the Blue Frontier, how all the magic is there. Today, for adults, that's a B serious movie or C serious movie, but for me it was better than Superman. Because it was more real. It was Star Wars, but more close to our time and our space. Because it was in China. In China, people could do all these things. And if you are drunk, you are possessed by the monkey. And as children, we always had nicknames like animals, and I always been, all my life, I've been imitating and loving monkeys. But I was never a monkey in other groups' friend, but I was always, all my life, climbing the trees, doing all the monkey things. Some people call me also Little Lizard. I don't know the name of, it's not lizard, it's smaller. And I was climbing them.